Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Force here, and today we'll be checking out Dishonored's The Knife of Dunwall DLC. In this DLC you take the role of Daud, the legendary assassin who killed the Empress at the start of Dishonored. Now in doing so, basically what you get to do is play through the game from his perspective, with access to brand new levels, weapons, gadgets, and abilities. Now here in this video I will be showing you a bit of gameplay, and we're actually going to be taking a look at the very first level in this DLC, so let's go ahead and get things started. Alright, we do begin here with the favor screen. Now this is where you can purchase ammunition, new potions, you can get upgrades to your various weapons, and you can also purchase favors for the level. Now these favors sort of work like bribes in the sense that you're able to, I can buy myself a safe code, I can buy myself a stolen rune, I can also buy myself the silent sabotage, which will make it so that a worker disconnects the security inside of the slaughterhouse, which won't make sense to you now, but once we actually get through the level, you'll understand. Now, in addition to that, I think I'll purchase myself some bolt capacity, and then I will just buy a ton of bolts, some sleeping darts, grenades, some choke dust. I'm just gonna use up all of my currency here, pretty much. Because, hey, why not? The choke dust basically is a flashbang. I suppose that's the easiest way to describe it there. And we'll get a couple of those, and then why don't we get a couple of these, and finish it off with a few more sleep darts. Okay, let's hop right in as we check out the Knife of Dunwall DLC. First we speak to our assassin friend.
Daud, you're here. I got bored, so I started without you. Turns out we're here on the perfect day. There's a strike at the plant, and it's no wonder. Rothwild runs this place like a prison. The stupid workers can't even get in without a time card. When the strike started, the butchers confiscated all the cards they could find. They've given the City Watch free rein to use force. If you ever wondered why I wanted out of the slums, here's your answer. There'll be other ways in, I'm sure of it. You don't mind if I tag along, right? Just to keep an old man safe. One last thing. I found something for you. I know you collect these. I'll be on the rooftops till you need me.
Alright, so just as a reminder, Daud is the head of the assassins, and that's why I was just talking to some crazy assassin there. Now, she also gave me a rune, so this is a good opportunity to show you the different powers, and I'm probably going to purchase this one right here. I do like the agility rune to start off with for increased sprint and higher jumping as well. But let's take a look at these powers. So we've got the blink power, we've got bend time, vitality, bloodthirsty, agility, shadow kill, all of that's pretty familiar. Beyond that, we have summon assassin, arcane bond, and void gaze. Void gaze is the ability that lets me see runes and charms. Summon assassin, well, since I'm the head of the assassins, I have the ability to summon them at my beck and call, and this is basically just going to be a companion to help you in combat when you summon them over. And then arcane bond, it allows your assassins to benefit from your blink and vitality. So some pretty interesting new powers thrown into the mix there, in addition to what we saw Corvo have in the main game. And I gotta say, as we get things started, I am mighty impressed with sort of the direction that they decided to take with this DLC. You know, I feel like normally when you see DLC to a game, you expect either a side story or a continuation of the main story, with the lead character being the one that's played. But instead, they've said, hey, you've experienced the main story already, you've played through as Corvo, now why don't we flip that around and have you play from the perspective of who is basically your arch nemesis in that main story. You're playing as the bad guy now. Again, it's a pretty interesting and I think unique way to handle DLC for a game, and I'm really excited to show it to you guys because I think they've done a pretty good job here. So we're just going to be playing through this level. I'll talk with you a bit about what's going on and everything like that. We already took a look at the new powers, so you know all about that. And in terms of how the game plays, there aren't drastic differences. It's not like they've done a complete overhaul to the gameplay mechanics or anything. You know, being familiar with how Dishonored plays, you're going to be all set playing this DLC. Which I think, I don't know, I guess that sort of goes without saying. I don't even know if... Well, I don't even know if I should have said it because it goes without saying. And I'll be sure to read these notes long enough for you guys to pause and read through them if you want. I myself am not going to take the time to read through them, but if you would like to, please feel free to go ahead. This level is long enough, and I like to show you as much as possible that I don't want to spend too much time doing that extra stuff for the sake of trying not to take up too much time, like I just said. Okay. So there's nothing on that first level. Let's go ahead and make our way upstairs. Now, when I played Dishonored, which was last fall, the last time I played through it, I played through as a deadly assassin. I didn't play really as a stealthy. Well, I guess I would be considered stealthy, but I also took people out. I'm not afraid to slay, I suppose is what I'm trying to say here. I'll try not to do that all with rhyming. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we get some more journals here. Again, I'll try to leave them up long enough for people to pause and read if they so desire. Let's go ahead and hit our 6 here to check with our Void Gaze. Looks like we've got a bone charm right down there. And we've also got safe code and a main entrance. And the safe code, that is part of what I mentioned earlier, the favors. So I have access to the safe code now, which will let me break into the safe. Ah, how wonderful, huh? Okay. All right, so we do have a bone charm down there, so why don't we go grab that right now? He spotted something.
Pop goes the ratty.
Yeah. Not paying close enough attention there, sir. So the premise here, the little backstory, in case you guys are wondering, basically we're breaking into this slaughterhouse where they extract oil from whales. And I'm trying to find out something, I'm trying to find out some information about the guy who runs the company. Also trying to find out some information about the name of one of his whaling ships. So that's basically our current objective right here. That's the MO at the moment. All right, so we've got some guys over there. We will get to them though through the rooftops. Let's take another quick look, see if we have any runes nearby. No, doesn't look like we do. So we can disable that. And make our way up top. And we'll do that by going this way here. There we go. Excellent. Okay. So we'll try to do some drop assassin attack things. What am I talking about? Oh, you know, just one of these. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. And there was one of those over there. And we've also got some side quests and stuff for us to do. We have the ones that we picked up through the favor, but there's also a side quest right up there. So we can go ahead and show you that. We can jump up to here. And then we can go this way. And then we should be able to make this jump here like this. Like that. Okay, so we've got a side quest here from one of my favorite NPCs from the main game. And that is Miss Granny Rags. You guys remember her?
They used to tell stories about a woman in the slums who did work like this. Granny Rags. They said she was 100 years old.
She was. That's why they said that. Okay, so we've got the safe code over there. We've got a couple of guys right in that direction, but I think we should be all set if we just sneak our way over here.
Should we gather for whiskey and cigars tonight?
So, much like the main game, well, what they've tried to do here is give you lots of choices. You know, they give you opportunities in terms of how you want to approach combat. 387 is the code. They give you choices in terms of how you want to approach combat, how you want to enter buildings. All that stuff is also present here in the DLC. They've really continued that tradition, if you will.
Go for the alarm.
Nope. No. No, they got the alarm. Oh man. Well, my stealthiness has been sabotaged. Guess it's time for some combat, huh? Okay. Go like this. And then like this. And then like that. Okay, there we go. No! Don't do it. I'm gonna do a flashbang. finish him off. Oh man. Come on. Oh, there's so many guys here. This is so ridiculous. I need to... That's it.
Get over here.
That was so fail. Oh my lord. Did you guys see that? That was... Whatever. I win, so I guess that's all that matters, but jeez, that was sloppy. That was really funny. Okay, well, at least we have cleared this out quickly, if nothing else. That's a good thing. So we were able to clear out all these NPCs, save ourselves some time sneaking around. I promise you, though, once we get inside, we'll do more sneaking. All right, here's an arc mine. This allows me to provide an electrical charge to someone, reducing them to ash. Provide it, as if I'm doing them a favor. Yes, I'm providing you with an electrical charge. You're welcome. Congratulations on your new electric current. I don't know. That was ridiculous. I can't believe what just happened. I'm pretty sure that takes care of pretty much all of the enemies here outside, so I guess we don't have to worry about them right now. Ooh, a song. What will we do with a drunken whaler? What will we do with a drunken whaler? You guys know the rest. Early in the morning. What's the hook here? Away, hey, and up she rises early in the morning. Anything else? That's it? Drunken whaler, stuff him in a sack and throw him over. That is horrendous. You guys know that, don't you? You guys know that tune. That gig. Alright, let's go ahead and pick some stuff up. Just rifling through some things here. And this right here, a little sewer gate, will give me access to the sewer down below. Just follow that little cord. And the reason we want to go here is because we got ourselves a nice little rune over there. Rats, get away from me. Gonna want to get away from me. I'll keep chomping you. Oh, these rats are so silly. So yeah, Dishonored was one of my favorite games of last year. It really was, and as I said at the start of this, I'm really so thrilled at their choice of approach to this DLC. Instead of just continuing the main story, which is sort of what you expect from DLC, it's, you know, what you expect a lot of times, either main story continuation or side quests. They've mixed it up in a really interesting way, and I am a huge supporter of that.
I won't let you in without a time card.
Oh, and one last thing that they're actually going to want me to do. I do need to disable something back here before we continue. So let's go in this direction and walk up here. Come on, there we go. Oh, there is still one guy alive. That's really funny. Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have been alerted to all of that, huh? Pick him up and put him to the side over here. And there is the other guy. Who we take care of as well. Now, we had the code here. Granny's recipe. Officer safe. Open the officer safe. Do we have the mission clue? Was it 387? I think it was 387. That could be wrong though. Might have to go back and check real quick. So yeah, this is, you would basically not be able to open this without purchasing the favor ahead of time. It's essentially how it works. And I think it cost about 120 or 150, so you can see right there we got 100 in currency, plus some of these other items. So it, you know, it almost really pays for itself right there. Another little fun thing for you guys to read. And an audiograph.
After this morning, we're taking away time cards on site. Nobody gets in or out without those things. Time to send a message.
So yeah, the workers of this factory were on strike because they have been treated poorly. And as a result of that, things just pretty much went south really fast. Okay, so there's a couple of ways to go in. We saw that sewer thing that I opened for the ruin. I'm pretty sure you can go in there. There's also the main entrance, which you had to get the time card to get into, and I will have that once I go talk to those guys. But beyond that, well, I guess we could go talk to those guys real quickly. Get the time card, although we're not going to use it, just for the sake of having it, I suppose, and completing this side quest.
Is the wall of light down?
Yes, the wall of light is
Free to
down.
go. Make your way out of this place. Thank you. Guess you took what you came for. Just, if you see Abigail Ames, tell her we still believe in her.
Okay. So Abigail Ames is someone we're trying to find inside. We've got the time card now, so we're able to get in the front door. But I'd like to also show you the side entrance. So we've got the entrance down over there in the sewer. We've got the front entrance over here. And then there's also an entrance all the way to the right-hand side. And I actually wonder if that is an entrance up there as well. So let me quickly check, just for the sake of showing you guys sort of all the different options that you have here in keeping up with the tradition of this game. Okay, so it doesn't look like this is a way to get in, but it is another rune, as well as some extra things. And that is really great because we can use that rune to get, let's get the summon assassin, shall we? So now we can summon assassins here. Summon his allies, hold target location, release to summon an assassin ally. Your assassin will choose the nearest enemy to attack. If you targeted an enemy, the assassin will attack the character first and then move to another nearby enemies. Very cool. Very cool indeed. And we'll definitely have to play around with that. Let's see if we can, that is bound to 8 there. I guess we can stick with that. My 4 I don't have anything for, so why don't we go, maybe we can just bind that to 4. Just like that, there we go. Bind that to 4. Or maybe we should just bind it to 5. And that can be 4, just like that. Okay, that seems like a good layout there. All right, so what I do need to do over here is fill up one of those, or I can just take this full one over here. I need to fill up one of these to open up the side. That's the entrance that I'd like to go in from with you guys. You know, as it turns out, I am actually pretty happy that we got all that combat done right there so we can get in here nice and quick. Because otherwise, this outside area, if you kind of go slow and methodical, it can take you a good 20 to 30 minutes. So there we go. We've got that powered up now, which will allow us to make our way in, just like this. What do you do with a drunken whaler? What do you do, guys? You know? Yeah, I mean, I really am pretty excited about all the new content that's coming in this DLC. Now, from what I've looked at, it looks like this totals between, I guess you could say, 4 and 6 hours, depending on if you take your time or if you kind of speed through it. And it's only at $10, so.
Rothwild's got a stubborn reputation. I doubt asking nicely is going to work. We'll have to find a more persuasive means of getting what you want out of him. He's probably close to his office. We should start there.
So yeah, for only $10, you get yourself a good chunk of extra Dishonored gameplay.
No, it's true. Is he calling you a liar?
That's what it sounds like.
These guys are awful.
You respect me. That went a little deep. It was only supposed to scare him. Oops.
Well, he did look scared. Just at the end there.
Break's over, looks like.
So these guys walk around with buzzsaws, and, well, they're pretty terrifying, to be honest with you. You can't really hit them from the front because they're heavily armored, and you got to go for that little back spot right over there.
To a butcher's crew.
And we'll do that right here. Awesome. So here's some sharks and whales and all sorts of stuff that they... I have to say, it definitely hits home, because I am not a fan of the destruction of whales. Yes, I do watch Whale Wars, and yes, it is frustrating. Ooh, there's a rune up there as well, huh? Well then, that's good to know. Why don't we go grab that? Oh, come on. We just need to make our way across here. There it is, right up there. And I guess the best thing, we could go like this. There it is. A rune. How lucky, huh? Alright, wonderful. So besides our assassin, we can pick up the shadow kill now, which I think we will do. So, you know, obviously you start this out, it's a brand new character, so you don't carry over your abilities from Corvo. I mean, that wouldn't make any sense if they did that, because you're not playing as Corvo, so. Oh, come on, that...
March for shipment to the most distant point of the Empire.
I figured if I blinked, I would have been fine. I guess, womp womp womp. I guess that was wrong. Oh well, whatever. Thing started out right here, so that's fine. That's really kind of humorous, to be honest. So yeah, I mean, obviously, again, you don't, you know, it's a new character, so you're not going to have Corvo's abilities, because that would be illogical. But they do speed up the process pretty quickly. I mean, you can see we already have quite a few abilities.
And fitted for live cargo, too. Survivable, if they had a fast ship. I wonder who this was meant for. You box somebody up in that thing and they won't be back in town for months.
And in terms of the weaponry, instead of the little, I can, I guess, fire one of those. Instead of the little crossbow thingy, the compact crossbow, you've got this little wrist shooter instead.
Get up, you sack of mincemeat.
Someone get over here!
Better not have alerted anyone to my presence, or else I'll kill him again. As if that makes any sense.
So, what are those idiots want anyway?
Well, they think they don't get treated.
Alright, here's some combat again for you guys. How about we summon an assassin? And how about we also drop down one of these? There we go. Thank you, assassin. You distracted them, I suppose. I suppose that is something. You certainly didn't take him out. So I went a little bit too close to the wire there. I'll admit that. I'll admit my folly. But it's okay. I mean, hell. I haven't played this game in months.
I know what this is. A makeshift interrogation chair. Rothwild must be using it to coerce employees.
That's pretty horrible. So let's find out some more about Rothwild, who he is, and what he's doing here in this plant. And we've got a misplaced rune down there, so we will go to that. And again, that was another favor from the start of the mission. Give us access to level 2 Void Gaze. So let's bring that up, check it out. So now we can see even more little knickknacks and things.
striking laborers, my generous offer stands.
And let's try to make quick work of the remainder of the guys here as we finish up this video. You know, my primary goal with this wasn't just to talk up Dishonored because, you know, in naming Dishonored one of my favorite games of 2012, I think my opinions on the game stand, and this is just more of that, you know? This is just more Dishonored. And like, once more, from what I read, you're gonna get about 4 to 6 hours of gameplay for the $10 asking price. A new take on the storyline. I mean, you know, on its face, it really goes without saying that I think this is some pretty cool DLC, and that they're doing some pretty interesting things with it. So rather than, you know, talk up the game and talk about the gameplay, which has been done to death in the past, I figure it makes more sense just to show you some of what's going on here. Alright, we need to go find Rothwild's office, which is right on over in this direction.
You were working for Ramsey. How long? How much does he know by now?
Ramsey? No, this is about the workers. You?
Alright, you. Bondry Rothwild.
He's still breathing. I assume that's on purpose.
Alright, well, we'll take care of him, don't worry. Just gonna clear this room before any of that. And then we will talk to Miss Abigail about what's going on.
Fleet report for the month of Nets. The Dauntless sailed north 10 days to no result. Word is she restocked in Driscoll to pursue a large pod east of Morley. The Delilah is coming back fully loaded. No reports of lights or singing. Another sign that Barrister's lost it. The Huntress is at dry dock after a nighttime ramming off Pandisia. Engineers looked at the damage and say it wasn't a whale. It was a very odd.
Damn it. I hate you. That was annoying. Alright, so the last thing we're going to do is interrogate him. There's also an option to talk to Abigail, but without trying to spoil too much of it for you guys, so we won't do that. I'll just make my way with him to where we need to go. Which is over here.
I'll make sure you get to enjoy this.
What do you want to know that's worth crossing a man like me?
I want to know about a ship named Delilah. What's behind the name?
Choke on your own spit.
Well, that was a bad idea.
Who is Delilah?
Ha! Think I'll give up a friend at the first tickle? That's the kind of thing I pay your sister for down at the Golden Cat.
We'll feed you through your own factory. See if we can get oil out of your blubber.
And another.
You know your work, I'll give you that. We can talk this out, like businessmen.
Why did you name it Delilah?
What do you care? And it wasn't me. The previous owner named it after some sweetheart of his painting. Piss off!
Yeah, okay.
Who was the previous owner?
Barrister Timch, all right? He told me the story. Delilah was a woman he knew. Grew up working in Dunwall Tower. And got kicked out. Became a painter. Funny airs, like proud. She caught his eye, but it was worse than that. He couldn't think of anything else, just her. She whirled into his mind somehow. He built that ship for her, a lot more. Gave her half his fortune. Then he got scared. Came to me afraid. Man like that, afraid. He wanted to dump the ship, and I needed a business partner, so we made a deal. Had to change the name. Wish I'd done it.
I hope that was satisfying. Here's the room key, when you're ready to go. Sir, earlier I spotted crates bound for the most remote corner of the Empire. Might be worth stuffing him in one, just to tie things off. He doesn't seem the type to forgive, of course. Why go through all the trouble, when a blade to the neck would accomplish the same thing?
Well, that is true. That is true. Taking care of business. Alright guys, well, I think that'll wrap it up. I just wanted to once more show you a bit of gameplay from the DLC. I don't want to spoil too much else about it. I think you now have a fair idea of what it is all about. Pretty interesting, albeit rather grim setting, but I guess that just goes in line with the main game as well. Some pretty dark themes, you know? Also some pretty hilarious engagements here. Hilariously bad, that is. Oh, come on, Assassin. Summon, please. Thank you. There, yeah, it's a nice distraction. Finish him off like that. Your work is complete. Congratulations. Okay, so once more, this has been a look at Dishonored's Knife of Dunwall DLC. You can pick it up on Steam right now for $9.99. My opinion, well, it's more Dishonored, and once more, it's a rather unique and interesting perspective and a way to approach DLC, and I like it. So if you were looking for some more Dishonored, well, you probably want to give this a look. Once again, this has been Force checking out The Knife of Dunwall. If you like the content, please subscribe. And as always, keep watching and keep owning. That's horrendous. Holy hell. These fools need to die. That is awful. The Nishimaru! Get out of here. Ugh. No, you die, Hagfish.
Come on, please.
Hey, you. How's it going? Can we be friends? No, we can't be friends. Well, can you get electrocuted? Oh, you can? Fantastic.